Good morning. Thank you and welcome to our fourth annual ServiceNow Federal Forum. I'm Steve Walters, Vice President of the ServiceNow Federal Team. And on behalf of myself and all of ServiceNow, I want to take a moment to thank you for spending time with us today. Now, the partnership that ServiceNow has with the federal government is an extremely important one. And together we've been able to achieve some amazing things. Things such as getting federal agencies back to work safely, or improving the lives of our servicemen and women, delivering fully automated mission systems, and even helping to improve the service that our veterans receive, and so much more. And for that, I want to take this opportunity to thank you for our partnership, and thank you for the trust and confidence you have in us and our platform. And I want to emphasize that my entire team remains committed to supporting your mission, your outcomes, and your success. Now, over the next 2 days, we're going to engage in a variety of topics that are important to our federal agencies, topics such as the future of work and how to accelerate innovation, how to accelerate digitalization, and ways to improve mission resiliency across every federal agency. Now, none of this would be possible if it weren't for the support of our sponsors, and I want to take a moment to recognize them. Sponsors such as Accenture, Carasoft, CASC, CyberArk, Deloitte, Discover Technologies, ECS, GDIT, ICF, iTech AG, KPMG, Lead It Consulting, Microsoft, Net Impact Strategies, Nibolo, Okta, Faircode, and Platcore. Thank you. Now, throughout today and tomorrow, I encourage you to visit our partners who are going to be located virtually in the Expo Hall. Now on to our agenda. I'm extremely excited about the program that we have planned for today and tomorrow. We're going to kick things off by hearing from our very own President and CEO of ServiceNow, Bill McDermott. And he's going to spend some time with us today talking about technology, innovation, and the commitment that ServiceNow has to the federal ecosystem. Now, following that, we'll hear from Deacon Maddox, Chief of Plans, Operations, and Analytics for Operation Warp Speed. It's going to be a great program. Now, tomorrow's agenda will include more focused breakouts, highlighting ServiceNow and the solutions that our key partners are driving around resiliency and modernization across our agencies. Lots of greatness there, and I can't wait for that either. Now, as a reminder, all of our sessions will be available on demand following the program. And lastly, I also want to hear from you. Surveys are available throughout today, so please take a moment to fill it out. We'd love to have feedback from you on our federal forum. And with that, let's get started. I'm so incredibly excited to be here with the President and CEO of ServiceNow, Bill McDermott. Bill, thank you so much for taking time to spend with us this morning.
Thank you, Steve. Great to be with you.
Absolutely excited to have you. Let's get things kicked off. Now, Bill, you've been here at ServiceNow for a little over 12 months, and in that time, you've seen a lot of innovation and transformation happen across the industry. And automation has been a key part of that transformation. A recent article within the federal space discussed the importance of automation as part of any modernization effort. But in the federal government, we're still seen as mostly a service manager platform. But we're doing so much more than that, Bill. We're actually driving a workflow revolution. Could you take a moment to explain to the audience what that means across the industry and what that means for our customers?
Absolutely, Steve. Yeah, I've been here a little over a year and a half now. It went very quick. But in that time, it's become even more clear that there are three secular tailwinds that are driving this entire industry. One, of course, is digital transformation itself. There'll be another 7.4 trillion invested in digital transformation in the next 3 years. And that's because there's a tremendous need to move to the cloud. Cloud computing is the only way forward because of the continuous innovation, the fact that the support is simple, and of course, adoption is made very easy for the user. And finally, business model innovation. 25% of all the new value that's created in the next 3 years will happen in white space, things that aren't currently being done. And when I think about ServiceNow, it's important that everybody understands we are a platform company. That platform not only transforms IT, which we're well known for, service management, operations management, business management, security, development operations, but also the employee experience. More and more, everyone is now coalescing around gorgeous consumer-grade user experiences that give people what they need on their mobile, right at their fingertips, so they can onboard their computer, their phone, their customized training, all the algorithms around governance and risk and compliance, compensation, etc. This is a workflow challenge. And we are the ones that bring that one portal approach to make everything simple. Also, consumer service management. If you think about the Army as an example, tackling a very important digital challenge, how do we take housing and the Army so our brave warfighters can focus on what they're supposed to focus on? So when they have a housing situation, something goes wrong, a plumbing issue prevails, a pipe breaks, whatever, a picture can be taken, uploaded into a workflow, and immediately the problem is remediated by ServiceNow. And this is more and more what we're all about. Finally, I would say, Steve, we're building low-code applications onto the Now platform at a moment's notice. Organizations in the public and the private sector are building their own new applications onto the Now platform. And keep in mind, the Now platform integrates into the 550 largest systems of record in the world. So all those prior investments can still pay off for you, but we have the system of engagement that enables you to execute. Similarly, we're on a Zoom call today. It could have been Teams, it could have been WebEx, it could have been other alternatives. The reality is we integrate seamlessly into all of them. So we are making work better for people. And I like to say that, the world works with ServiceNow.
Bill, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, clearly ServiceNow is more than just ITSM, right? You said it great. We're a platform of platforms, and we're helping to provide organizations with enterprise level workflows. And we're providing low code, no code, which democratizes innovation and digitalization across organizations. Just absolutely incredible things. Now, ServiceNow has been in the federal market for over 10 years. And together, in partnership, we've been able to deliver some incredible things across the federal government. But we're more than just committed to delivering technology across the agencies. We're really committed to addressing the challenges that our agencies have and the challenges that our customers have. Can you share with the audience some of the investments that we're making in the federal government and this ecosystem?
Sure, Steve. One example is we were a first mover on responding to COVID. We immediately came out with emergency response applications last March. We followed that on with Return to Work Safely, a whole suite of applications that basically tests your mental and physical readiness. It ensures the proper testing procedures, social distancing, PPE inventory, office configuration, all the things that keep people safe. We invented it at record speed and rolled it out globally. And now we're at the forefront of vaccine management. And that includes the distribution, the administration, and the monitoring. We're doing this in governments around the world. We're including that at the federal, state, and local level in the United States of America. And it has been a true sensation. And this is not about commerce. This is about moving people from the idea of a vaccine to actually getting vaccinated with a shot in the arm. So we're at the forefront of all that. I would also add, we've made substantial investments in US IL5 because we know the importance of security, and in partnership with Microsoft and how we're focused on regulated industries and bringing more security operations to the forefront of our customer relationships with the federal government. I like to think that that's been something that's really made a difference, and we're only just getting started.
Bill, absolutely great news on the investment we're making with VAM and returning back to work safely, and the IL5 commitment that we have speaks highly of our dedication to this ecosystem. So thanks for sharing. Bill, before we close things out, I'd like to spend some time on the investment that we're making outside of just the platform and the federal ecosystem. We're making an impact on not just the way that people work, but the way that people live. Can you share some insights on that?
Well, keep in mind, when we think about our contribution, more than 35% of the ServiceNow team that's serving the federal government are actually veterans. And we're hiring and continuing to hire our wonderful veterans. And I'm very proud of the fact that we now have SkillBridge approval to continue this effort. And we have a whole next generation innovation campaign that ServiceNow is doing to really drive more and more digital opportunities for our brave veterans. I see ESG as the biggest opportunity of this century. The planet is sick. We know that. This weekend, I took a look at the beaches in California and Florida in 1970 and compared them to the beaches in 2021. And when you look at it, there's really no doubt that we have a very serious situation on our hands. So we're helping governments around the world, especially the United States, focus on zero carbon footprint, these emissions and how we manage them, how you account for them, and how you hold people accountable for high standards is all built into our solution set. And I would finally like to say, we are really driving racial equality to the extent that we personally can. We have a 5-point plan in our company, which is very clearly communicated on how we recruit, how we train, how we promote from within, how we pay fairly, and ultimately how we lobby for good and really drive opportunity for everyone. Recently, we put $100 million fund forward, which we've already put 20 million to work, which is focused on African-American communities in the US. And this has given people a chance at housing, which has been a very difficult challenge, and also young entrepreneurs to start businesses and really get those businesses off the ground to create value in communities that have been a little bit left behind. All this and more is what ServiceNow is all about. So I would just say, you know, the world works with ServiceNow. We're leaning in and we want to do great, great things together, Steve, with you, our federal government team, and all the entities that rely on us to deliver an extraordinary service.
Bill, thank you so much. I mean, it's incredible to see the impact that we're making beyond just our platform. I mean, hiring veterans, which is near and dear to myself, things like ESG, DIBS, and the commitment that we have to our communities, it's just remarkable. And Bill, we've covered a lot of topics this morning, everything from our platform to the investment we're making in the federal ecosystem, which includes the IL5 SaaS offering coming later this calendar year, and the impact we're having beyond our platform. And Bill, maybe next time, a year from now, we can do this in person in DC.
Nothing would make me happier, Steve. In fact, book me for that one. I'll be there. I think things are starting to open up nicely. We get everybody vaccinated and the world starts to come back. I know everybody's excited to do that, and certainly I am too. Appreciate the interview, Steve.
Thank you so much for your time and your insight, Bill. Have a great day.
Thank you very much. You too.